Let's talk about some more advanced commands for writers. So these are shortcuts that you can use, and I think you'll find them quite useful to speed up the process of editing. So the first one is just Windows plus D, and this is going to take you to your desktop, and that could be handy for getting around. You can also press Alt and Tab, and that allows you to see all the different windows that are open. Now, what I did there is I pressed Alt and held it down, and I pressed Tab lightly to be able to see all of this. And then I can press the one that I want. You can also press Alt and Tab repeatedly and let go of them to be able to toggle between two screens that are open at the same time. So that allows you to go back and forth quite easily, let's say if you're copying and pasting information. If you were to use the Windows key, hold it down, and then use the arrows, you can resize your screen to wherever you want it. Okay, so if you want two screens open at the same time beside each other, use the left arrows and resize it to either margin of your screen. You can minimize it. Now it disappears. You can use the top arrow to make it bigger again, and now we're back to where we started. Okay. Now we're going to talk next about how to select different amounts of material. Of course you can use your mouse for this, but you can also use the Shift key plus a number of different modifiers as well. So if you were to place your cursor in a line, then if you hold down the Shift key and the arrows, you can select different amounts of material. So horizontally you would be selecting just one letter at a time, and vertically you could select quite a bit more. If you were to press Shift and the Home key, so we're going to press Shift and Home, you can select everything to the front of the line. And if you were to press Shift and End, you can select everything to the end of the line. The next one is really cool and one that I didn't know about before, and I think you'll find it really useful. So if you hold down Control and you use your left mouse button, you can select different amounts of material from across the page. So if you just hold down your mouse button and drag for a bit, and then let's drag another piece here, another word, let's say, you can see how you can very selectively copy and paste just the material that you want. Okay, you don't have to copy and paste every line separately, but you can just find the information you need. One caveat here, so if you hold down Control and just click on the left mouse button and don't drag it, it's just going to highlight the line, and then that trick that I talked about is not going to work. You can see here I'm still clicking, but it's not doing anything. On the other hand, if you click and drag, then you can highlight more information again. Okay, so that's very useful. Now if you press Control, let's see here, Control, Shift, hold those down, and then use the arrows, you can see here that you can select entire lines if you move vertically, okay? Or if you're moving horizontally, you can select entire words, so that's useful as well. If you hold down Control and Shift and then the Home key, you're going to select everything to the front of your document or to the front of your cursor. Whereas if you hold down Control and Shift and then press the End key, you're going to select everything to the end. And that can be tremendously useful because let's say you have a document that's 20 pages long and you want to highlight the second set of 10 pages. You don't want to have to drag your cursor all the way down. Okay, let's talk now a little bit about how you can edit text and change the look. So we're going to press Control A here just to highlight everything. There we go. And now we're going to align our text in different ways. So if you press Control L, it's going to left align. Control E is going to center it. Control Right or R is going to align it to the right. And Control J is going to justify the text. And we're going to press Control E again just to make it nice and centered here. Another cool thing is that you can change the spacing using Control. So if you press Control, hold it down, and then press the 2, it's going to double space. If you press the 5, it's going to do 1.5 spacing. And if you press 1, it's back to single spacing. So that's very quick. If you want to add a hyperlink, you can insert your cursor where you want it and press Control K, and then it will bring up the hyperlink screen. Or you can first highlight what you want to use as the phrase for the hyperlink. So if we press Control K now, you can see here that our phrase shows up here as the text to display in the hyperlink. The next one is really essential if you are dealing with a text that you've copied, let's say, and it's all in capitals or it's all lowercase and you want to change it. So if you highlight a little bit of material here, then you can change the capitalization. What we're going to do is first make sure that our function key is turned on our laptop keyboard if it's not yet already. So the next thing then is we're going to press Shift and hold it down, and then we're going to press F3. So F3, and what that will do is it's going to change it to all caps. And then if we press F3 again, it's going to change it to lowercase, and then if we press it a third time, it's going to change it to title case, where the first letter of each word is capitalized. And if we want to do that again, you can see we can just keep cycling through our different options. Last thing, just as a kind of bonus material here, you can also change letters or numbers to superscript or subscript. So what you do is you press Control, and so you hold down Control and then you press the equal sign, and that's going to make it subscript. Or if you press Control, Shift, and equals, then it's going to make it superscript. So those are just a couple of handy things to do, and if you press Control Z, of course, you can undo the changes that you've made. Hopefully you find these tricks useful. Even if you adopt just a few of them, I think it will help you speed up your writing.